Hello, welcome back to my channel and welcome to the first episode of my brand new mini-series, The Sims 4 Horse Ranch. Today I'm going to be beginning a short mini let's play where we are going to be exploring the brand new expansion pack, The Sims 4 Horse Ranch. This pack is all about horses. Horses are now finally a part of The Sims 4 and this pack comes along with some other stuff too, which we are going to be exploring in this series as well. So far I'm really liking this pack. I haven't explored too much gameplay yet, but I have set everything up for this series and I've been really enjoying it, and I cannot wait to get into playing this series and for you guys to meet the characters who are going to be a part of this series too. So I really hope that you're all looking forward to this series and I hope that you all enjoy the first episode too. But we are going to jump straight into gameplay. I'm not starting in Creator Sim as I usually do in my series. I'm doing it a little bit different this time. But let's press play, see what is going on, and I cannot wait to begin this series. We are starting this episode off in the evening time and everyone is currently sitting down and eating dinner. You may recognize these two Sims here from the beginning of the episode. I did do a short opening scene. I hope that you did enjoy that machinima. I'm going to give you a brief introduction to the characters very quickly. This here is Sadie Jones. We are going to be exploring a bit more about her later on in this episode as she is our main character. So I am going to go in a bit more depth with her as a person, but we are going to be doing that a bit later on. You will see when I will introduce you to her a bit more. But Sadie is going to be our main character of this series and I love her so much. I cannot wait for you guys to get to know her a bit more. This here is Sadie's little sister Bailey, and here we have Sadie and Bailey's grandparents. This here is Ruth Jones, and this here is Clint Jones. We will get to know these three a bit better throughout the series, but I did just want to introduce you to them in general, and I will quickly run through the backstory with you as well, just in case you couldn't pick it up from the beginning of the episode in the machinima. Sadie and Bailey unfortunately lost their parents. They did pass away. Sadie and Bailey had no other family apart from their grandparents who lived in Chestnut Ridge. Bailey is still a child and Sadie has just become a young adult, so they couldn't really look after themselves just yet. They didn't have the funds or facilities to do that, so they have come to Chestnut Ridge to live with their grandparents and live on their ranch with them. They have only been here for a couple of days so far, so it hasn't been long at all. Bailey has been enjoying it a lot so far, but Sadie on the other hand is taking some time to adjust to this new life. I nearly forgot to mention this here is also their dog Archie, Ruth and Clint's dog Archie, who's currently very dirty and needs a bath, but he's super cute. These guys are all talking, however Sadie is just going to excuse herself from the table and just say thank you to her grandma for dinner, but she is going to come upstairs and come and use the bathroom and take a bath and get into her pajamas. Sadie has now gotten into her pajamas and she is just going to sit at her desk and do some journaling. Sadie loves to journal. She journals every single evening, either reading through her journal or writing in her journal. It's one of her favourite things to do. Even when she used to live at home back in Willow Creek, she used to journal every evening there as well. It's one of her favourite things to do and really helps her with her emotions and her feelings. Sadie is struggling to adapt to this new life in Chestnut Ridge. She's only been here for a few days, but she has definitely kept herself very withdrawn. She doesn't really speak to her grandparents very much. She very much keeps to herself at the moment. She's just been struggling a lot and it's been quite hard for her. She is feeling a lot better now that she has journaled. She was feeling quite sad and also embarrassed as well because when she was taking a bath, Archie was in there. It's nearly midnight now though, so I am going to get Sadie to head to sleep. I'm going to get her to hide her journal under her bed just so then it's in a safe place and no one can find it, and then I'm going to get her to head to sleep. This is the room that Sadie is staying in. Her grandparents did make it really nice for her. I can imagine they quickly went to the shop to buy a new bed cover and a new rug and maybe just some pillows and decorations just to make it nice for Sadie, as it was a big adjustment for her. One minute she was living at home and then the next she had to move in with her grandparents who she barely even knows. So they tried really hard to make it really nice for her and I think that's really sweet. And they also did decorate decorate Bailey's room too. They just made that look really nice with the sheep bedding and a nightlight as well. And they also bought some fairy lights too, which is really cute. But they really tried to make it nice and cozy and homely for the girls. Since Ruth and Clint don't know them too well, they have probably only met them maybe once or twice in their whole lifetime. So these guys are really gonna have to get to know each other. But I think they are really happy to have them both here with them living on the ranch. However, I'm gonna let Sadie get some sleep and we will catch up with her again in the morning. It is now the next morning, the crack of dawn, and Clint has come into Sadie's room and said, "Wake up, it's time to get up. I think today is your first day of working on the ranch properly. If you're gonna live here, Sadie, it means you're gonna have to help out on the ranch. Get yourself up, grab some breakfast, meet me at the stables at 7, okay?" And then he's just gonna walk out and go and grab himself some breakfast probably. Sadie is just kind of sitting on her bed and just trying to wake herself up. She doesn't usually wake up this early. It's like 5 a.m. right now. I think she's thinking in her head, oh my gosh, I did not sign up for this. But I'm gonna get up anyway. I'm just gonna help out my grandpa. I could enjoy it, I guess. Maybe. I think she's gonna feel very unenthusiastic about all this, but she's gonna give it a go. She's feeling fine today, so I think that is kind of encouraging her to get up and do some stuff today. Sadie was about to get dressed, but she's just turned around and had a look at the pile of clothes sitting on the chair. These are some clothes that her grandparents gave her, as Sadie only came with the clothes that she bought, which was a pair of jeans and a couple of t-shirts and a hoodie. She really didn't come with a lot of stuff. Before she got here, they did kindly go out and buy her some clothes, but she's been very reluctant to wear them. Also, some of the clothes do look quite old, and I think by that Sadie can gather that some of them old clothes are her mum's old clothes, since Clint and Ruth are actually Sadie's mum's parents. So I think that's why she's been quite reluctant to put her clothes aside, her old clothes aside, and wear these new ones. But today she's gonna go ahead and put them on, since she knows as well she's gonna be getting quite dirty out in the stables. So we are gonna actually jump into 𝒐𝒊𝒂𝒚'𝒔 with Sadie, and we are gonna give her some brand new ranch outfits. And whilst we do that, I'm also gonna introduce you to her a bit more, so then you can get to know her a bit better as well. So I have jumped into 𝒐𝒂𝒚'𝒔, and let's head to Sadie's everyday wear and we will change up some of these outfits. So Sadie did only come with these clothes. She currently has a hoodie, some jeans, and also some shoes, which are looking a bit worse for wear right now. She also bought as well this t-shirt and jacket kind of combo too. So for the top, I'm gonna get Sadie to wear this here, just a tank top with a shirt, and the color that she has is blue. I can imagine she wouldn't be very fond of this. She does not like bright colors, but it's all that she had, so this is what she's going to be wearing. And then as for the trousers, she has an old pair of jeans that her grandparents have given her. They're a bit ripped and torn, but they're good material, and she's just rolled up the bottom of them as well, just to make sure they're not dragging along the floor. I think we will keep them in a black color. And then as for her shoes, I can imagine she's been given a pair of boots, but she is gonna not wear them. She does not feel comfortable wearing them at all. I'm gonna get her to just put on this pair of boots that she found instead. Sadie is not gonna feel comfortable wearing this outfit at all. It is really not her style. I think that at some point she may go and do a bit of shopping just to grab some more clothes. I'm also gonna get Sadie to put her hair up as well, as I think she's gonna want to keep it out the way, so she is gonna put it in a plait, just so then she doesn't get all horse muck in it and hay and things like that. And before we jump out of 𝒐𝒂𝒚'𝒔, I would like to quickly just tell you a bit more about Sadie and her personality. So as for Sadie's aspiration, she currently has the academic one. She had just graduated high school. before her parents did pass away. She was about to go to university. She would be there right now, as it is now the beginning of autumn. The first year of uni had begun, but instead Sadie is living in Chestnut Ridge. As for Sadie's traits, she is a gloomy sim. The events that have happened in her life have made her quite a gloomy sim. She definitely now struggles a lot with her emotions and feeling a lot of sadness a lot of the time, and I think that is completely understandable for Sadie's situation. So she is currently a gloomy sim. Sadie is also a bookworm. She loves to read and also loves to write, and obviously write in her journal. She loves to read as it just takes her away into a different world, and it really distracts her mind from real life and the real world that she lives in. Reading is really an escape for her. And lastly, she is a dog lover. I feel like this is more of a trait that Sadie doesn't realize she has, but I think she may discover whilst living on this ranch that she's a bit more of an animal lover than she makes herself out to be. Here is also a quick look at Sadie's likes and dislikes. This may also help you get to know her a bit more and the things that she does enjoy. So that is a bit about Sadie. I hope that you do like her. I can't wait to play with her a bit more, see her kind of live this life on the ranch now and in Chestnut Ridge. Hopefully she's going to be able to get used to it, as this is going to be her life for the foreseeable future. But let's jump back into game with Sadie, and she can begin her first full day living here in Chestnut Ridge. Sadie is going to make her way into the kitchen this morning where her grandma is and Bailey. They're cooking up some breakfast. Bailey's helping out and dropping eggs into the bowl. I think Sadie is going to come over and just be like, hey guys, good morning. Her grandma is going to walk past her and just say, good morning, sweetie, there's breakfast for you up there if you want to grab some. And Sadie is actually coming over to sit next to her grandma, which is really a surprise from Sadie. I didn't think she was going to do that. Bailey is also coming to sit down too. I think Ruth is going to get up and just say, your grandpa is waiting outside for you in the stables. I think he's going to be quite excited that he's got someone to help out on the ranch. He hasn't had someone to teach for years. I think Sadie is just going to kind of laugh and just be like, I don't think she's going to say very much. I definitely think that her grandma can pick up on the fact that she's not really looking forward to this. But Sadie is trying to stay positive, and she is currently sitting and talking to her sister. I think Sadie is saying to her, so Bailey, what are you up to today? And I think Bailey is going to say, grandma said she's going to teach me how to make nectar today. I get to stomp on loads of fruit. It's exciting, right? And I think Sadie's going to say, well, have fun, I guess. Just be careful, okay? So Sadie is going to make her way outside and head over to her grandpa. Sadie is going to make her way into the stable where her grandpa is. Her grandpa is going to turn around and say, I see you up there and ready to go. Also, I see you're wearing the clothes that we got you. And I think Sadie is going to say, oh yeah, thanks for these by the way. Clint is going to say though to Sadie, I would like you to meet Sandy. And Clint has said to Sandy, Sandy, say hello to Sadie. And Sadie is going to say hi. I'm going to get Sadie to do a friendly introduction. She hasn't even met Sandy yet. Sadie is looking a bit startled. She doesn't really know how to approach Sandy. She's never seen a horse before until now, I think. So this is definitely coming to a shock for her, but she's going to try and say hello. There we go. So I think Clint is going to come over and just say, so I can teach you some stuff about horses. I think you're going to have to get to know a lot about them. Why don't we just start off with the basics? So Clint is going to teach Sadie how to brush Sandy's coat, and he's going to say, why don't you give it a go, give it a try? Don't worry, she's not going to bite you. So Sadie is going to give a go at brushing Sandy's coat. Clint is going to watch over her, and I definitely think he's going to feel a sense of proudness in this moment. Even though he doesn't know his granddaughter too well, I think he's just going to be so happy and excited to teach someone about horses. Clint is going to say to Sadie, see, that wasn't too bad, was it? It's really rewarding and amazing to look after a horse. I think, Sadie, you're actually going to really enjoy this. A bit of background knowledge for you about Clint and Sandy is that they are best friends. Clint has had Sandy for about 15 years now, so they are very, very close. Clint used to participate in horse riding competitions. He's retired from that now, but when he did it, he had a great time. He even entered the Ultimate Horse Championships and came first place. He had been training for years to get to that point. He has a couple of scars on his face, as you can see from his horse training. He has been through a couple of injuries in his time, but he absolutely loves horses and he loves Sandy. They are best friends, and I think that Clint is just going to be so excited to teach Sadie about horse life and for hopefully Sadie to bond with Sandy just as much as he does. Clint is then going to say to Sadie, it's not all fun and games around here. You do need to, of course, clean up for the horses. So I think that Clint is going to kind of look over at the horse manure and Sadie is going to look as well and be like, I clean that up. So Sadie is going to kind of look at him with a bit of a face like, I don't want to do this, but she's going to come over here and clean up the manure. Sadie is actually in a very good mood. She's feeling quite playful right now, but she does have a bit of a sad feeling in the back of her mind. Clint is going to come over to Sadie and just say, well, now that you've gotten used to Sandy, why don't you give it a go mounting her and riding her? I think Sadie is going to be like, are you sure about that? I don't know if I'm ready for that, you know. I'd never even seen a horse until now. Are you sure? Grandpa, are you sure? Don't worry, it's so easy. You'll get the hang of it really quick. Before we continue with Sadie and Clint, I would like to quickly jump over to Bailey and Ruth, who are doing some gardening together. Ruth is teaching Bailey about the plants and teaching her how to water them, as Bailey probably has never done any gardening in her life, so this is the first time. I'm going to get Ruth to teach Bailey a valuable lesson, and she's going to start talking to her about nectar making. So Ruth is going to say, so we're going to try out nectar making. I've done this for years. I sell them in the markets in Chestnut Ridge and I always mix seasonal nectar. So we're going to be making grape and apple nectar today, okay? Because it's fall time, so that is what I have planted in the garden. And I think Bailey's going to be like, okay, I can't wait. So Ruth is going to say to Bailey, first things first is I want you to come over to the apple tree and come and grab some apples, okay? So Bailey is going to come over here and she is going to come and grab some apples. Archie has also come over to help out, but I'm going to get Bailey to come and harvest the apples off of the tree and grab some for her grandma. She's going to come and pick some and run back on over to her grandma. So she's going to give them to her grandma and her grandma is going to begin crafting some nectar. We are going to make apple nectar, so let's go ahead and we'll begin that. Unfortunately, Bailey can't actually do it herself, but she is going to watch and I can imagine that Ruth is going to be explaining to her how it works and what she needs to do. I think Bailey is going to be asking lots of questions and also asking when she can have a go and when she can do it as well. But I love the nectar crafting. I think it's so cool. In this Let's Play, I definitely want to explore the nectar crafting and hopefully sell some as well. Ruth has finished, so that means that now we can grab some bottles. I think she's going to say to Bailey, once it's all done, we can then squeeze it into the bottles and now we are going to go ahead and age it for a bit. And I think Bailey is going to be like, what does that mean? So they're both going to head into the kitchen and Ruth is going to say, well, let me show you. We're going to put it in here. Do you want to put it in? And then it will age. Aging, it means it will improve the flavor and it will also be worth more money for me to sell at the market. And I think Bailey is going to be like, that's so cool. I don't know why she's standing on her stool while she's talking to her grandma, but okay. I think Ruth is going to say, a lot of fun, right? We are now back with Clint and Sadie and they've just been having a chat, but they seem to be getting on really well. I think Clint is mainly just trying to persuade Sadie to mount Sandy and give her a ride. So I think Clint has kind of spoke through the steps with her. She's feeling a bit nervous, so I think that Clint is going to say to Sadie, I'll mount her this time, you can give it a go another time, okay? So Clint is going to mount her and also show her how to get up on Sandy as well, and he's going to be like, it's just like this, it's really easy, really simple. Unfortunately, we can't get Clint just to mount Sandy, so Sadie's gonna have to do it herself. Sadie has acquired the horse riding skill too, which is great. Here we go. She is gonna give it a go. She's like probably thinking, I'm so scared, I can't do this. She's giving it a go though. She got up, which is good. She looks quite excited, but she's looking a little bit nervous and a bit apprehensive. I think Clint is gonna say, why don't you give it it a go riding Sandy out the stable, ride over to me over here. So he is going to come over here. He's going to run on over and just say, Sadie, try and ride Sandy over here. Don't worry, you'll be okay. Sandy is a great horse, and I think Sadie is going to be shouting over like, I can't do it, Grandpa. And she's already struggling. She's going to give it a go though. She's going to try and walk over. She's doing well so far, but she's looking kind of stiff, a bit nervous. Here comes Sadie though. She's doing a good job. She should be fine on Sandy. Sandy is a very well-trained horse. I don't think she'll throw her off or anything. And there we go. She made it to where she needed to get to, and she looks quite happy with herself. Sadie is also going to ride her back as well. She's doing such a great job though for the first time on a horse. She's doing really well. Clint is already back in the stables watching her. And there we go. Sadie's first riding lesson is done. We get her to dismount Sandy. We get her to get off, and here we go. She's going to struggle a bit with this. And I think Clint is going to say, well done Sadie, you did a great job. You're a natural with horses. And I think she's just going to say, thanks Grandpa. I actually enjoyed it. It was really fun. I think Clint is going to say, well, look at the time. We better grab some dinner. Why don't I grill up the barbecue tonight and we can have something on the grill? And I think Sadie is going to say, that would be great. Thanks again, Grandpa. I actually had a lot of fun. Sandy's a really sweet horse. It's now a bit later on, and Sadie is sitting outside with her grandma and her sister. Ruth is asking Sadie how her day went. I think she's going to say to Sadie, so how did the horse riding lessons go? And I think Sadie is going to say, I actually had quite a lot of fun. I'm not going to lie, I was kind of dreading it, but it was okay. Sandy is a great horse and Grandpa's a great teacher. I think Ruth is going to say, I'm so glad, Sadie. And just as they're talking, Clint calls everyone over to grab some dinner. They're all gonna come and sit over here and eat together. And surprisingly, I didn't expect this, but Sadie is actually feeling very happy right now. Even though she isn't enjoying this too much, I think it is starting to grow on her a bit, this new life. She's even gone to clean the dishes, which she would have never done a couple of nights ago, and Bailey has run in after her as well. It's just Clint and Ruth out here now, and I think they are going to stop to have a chat. Ruth is going to say to Clint, it seems like Sadie had a great day today. And Clint is going to say, I think so too. She was very unsure at first, but I feel like this ranch life might be for her, you know. She seems to really enjoy it actually. And I think Ruth is going to say, I really do hope so. It's been so hard for them too. I can't imagine what they must have been through. And just as they're talking, Sandy has come over to interrupt. But I think Ruth is going to say, I'm going to get heading inside now. There is some cleaning up to do around, so I think that she is going to do that. I'm going to get Clint to actually come inside and come in here where Sadie and Bailey are. He's going to come over and be like, what are you two chatterboxes talking about? And he's actually going to say to the girls, it's actually a clear night tonight. Anyone want to come and do some stargazing? There's so many stars out tonight. I think Bailey is going to jump straight away and be like, yes, I want to go do some stargazing. So Clint is going to ask Bailey to stargaze. They're going to go and do that. I think that Sadie though is going to say, thanks Grandpa, but I'm gonna head to bed I think now. So I'm gonna get Sadie to come and take a shower and get into her PJs. And these two are out here doing some stargazing. The stars are so bright tonight and there are so many as well. The sky looks beautiful. Sadie is now in her PJs and she's turned on all of her lights, her lamps and her fairy lights. She's grabbed her journal from under her bed. As she walks to her chair, she is going to think about lighting the fire, but she's going to kind of brush that off and just sit down at her desk. She's going to grab her journal and she is going to write actually a positive summary of the day, which Sadie really didn't think she was going to be writing, but today's journal entry is definitely a very positive one. She's actually had a really good day today, so she is actually writing this quite happy. I really thought that Sadie was going to end the day in not a very good mood at all, but she has surprisingly really enjoyed herself today, and I think she is really looking forward to tomorrow. She has no idea what tomorrow has in store for her, neither does she know the rest of this week has in store for her, the rest of the month. She really has no idea what she's doing or what is going on, but she's just trying to roll with it and somewhat enjoy herself. Looks like Sadie has finished in her journal though, so she's gonna pop it back under her bed covers, and I think it's time that she does get some sleep. But that is where I'm going to be ending today's episode. I really hope that you did enjoy it. I had a lot of fun in today's episode exploring a bit more of the horses with Sadie, and Sadie getting to know her grandparents a bit more, meeting Clint's horse Sandy, and surprisingly actually beginning to enjoy time here on the ranch. I think she's still going to have a lot of struggles and bad days, but I think in the back of her mind, I think she's thinking that things may potentially be looking up for her, which is really good. Whilst Sadie and her grandma were sitting down waiting for dinner earlier on in the episode, they both were actually having a chat about going and heading to New Appaloosa. Ruth wants to take Sadie and Bailey to the shops and show them around, so I think that is what they are going to be getting up to in next episode of this series. So I cannot wait for that. I hope that you are all excited as well. But other than that, thank you so much for watching today's episode. I really hope that you did enjoy. I hope that you have a great rest of your day, and I will see you again very soon. Bye!